in 8 aspects of yoga, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyana, and samadhi. This morning I spoke, these are the 2 real shades of yoga to build up intellectual evolution. Now, asana means pose and reposing. It's not just posing, but you have to, after posing, you have to again repose it. So that means reflection in action. So when you reflect, you have to react. And that's why it's called asana. And pranayama, see the beauty of the word. Everybody say yoga is exercise. Ayama means exercise. So pranayama means exercise of breath, if you want the literal meaning of pranayama. Everybody say asana is physical, but Patanjali has used the word ayama means exercise, so exercise of prana. Now how much we are caught up by the people who say pranayama is something spiritual, but Patanjali has used the word exercise. But whereas he has not defined the asana as exercise. A position, you understand now? So you have to position yourself, means what is involved in asana means positioning. So positioning is not so easy. So, though Patanjali uses the word pranayama, that means exercise of the prana, here comes, as I said this morning, how to develop this power so that you can utilize exactly how much power at what place and how much it has to be used. So for your information, remember, according to Patanjali, pranayama means exercise of breath. But he does not call that asana as an exercise. So you have to understand the original person when he uses the word, in what way he uses it. Does he call it an exercise? Because it's a compound word. Extension, expansion, circumduction put together is vyayama, ayama. So he covers that not as exercise. But if you take the word, dictionary meaning, what is ayama? Exercise. You understood now? So even we cannot depend entirely on the first word, which is more important when in the dictionary to say what is the first meaning of that is. You have to go to several meanings. There are options. You follow now? So dictionary words are options. So options, then you have to say, find out which word fits into this subject. Then you understand. So when I am speaking on taking pranayama, you know, this morning I spoke about the elements of 5 elements. When you are exhaling, because this is also a certain regulation of your intelligence. When you are walking, can you walk on a road zigzag? You walk even on the footpath, you go in a line so that deviation may not take place or you may not lose your balances while walking. You carefully see and then you step forward, is it not? So pranayama is just like walking mentally on the inner avenues of the body. I hope you understand. And inner avenues are the windpipe, bronchial tubes, aerial cells, all put together, or the various avenues in the body. So when you are taking the in-breath or the out-breath, you have to observe whether the breath is going in through that avenue or not. And when you are exhaling, you have to find out whether you are releasing the breath from the avenues or somewhere else. So that is the regulation. You understood now? Not regulation of your in-breath, length of the in-breath, length of the out-breath. The difference between a practitioner and a non-practitioner is this, that a practitioner regulates the inflow to go in through the avenues to reach the extreme end, the goal, which is the frontier skin. That's the end of inhalation. So when you are exhaling, you are following the same avenue. So is my attention skips away from the avenue, or am I in that avenue and continue my exhalation? So you can understand how much inner attention is needed in each inflow of breath and the outflow of breath. This can be felt easily. And when we start inhalation, before we start inhalation, we exhale. Why we exhale? Tell me. You are also doing pranayama. I have also written in my book exhale. Follow now? Why? No. Huh?
To clear the path?
Huh?
Clear the pathway?
No. To reach the inner ether, inner space. As you go on exhaling, where do you reach? The inner space, which is void. You understand? So you reach the void, inner void, and that is ether. Ether has no frontier. You understand now? So as ether has no frontier, your exhalation is meant to see that your intelligence, which is connected to the air, element of air, goes further, because air is grosser than space. Fire is grosser than air. Water is grosser than fire. Earth is grosser than water. So this is the process of study. So when you exhale, you touch the ether. Ether is completely subtle. It's vast, it's subtle. It's not gross. You cannot catch. Can you see now? It's not gross. But it exists everywhere. Hence, it is empty and it is full. It is there, it is not there. And that's why in your exhalation, you touch that extreme subtle part of the element ether. Then the moment you start inhaling, a little time you get in contact. The first particles of in-breath does not come in contact with your inner body at all. You have to learn. This is what I am teaching, that you have to observe that from the void, you are still in the void though you are inhaling. Then all of a sudden it comes in contact. That is sparsha, the second quality of element. The air is touch. So from non-touch you come to the touch. From the touch you feel that the touch has come, you give a little force. So that is fire. Then from fire you try to see whether it is spreading everywhere or not. You feel the wetness in the side of the lungs, in the back, in the front, you know. So that's not the touch, that is the wetness. So you have to distinguish when you are inhaling, exhaling, these five elements, how they recede, how they come up. How they come up in inhalation, evolve, and how they involve in exhalation. That is pranayama. Understood now? So controlling the five elements in the in-breath and out-breath, that is why it is called ayama. So then you come to the end of inhalation. When you come to the end of inhalation, the earth is touched. It's very heavy. Then you jerk your breath like that, is it not? So earth cannot, that's all. That's the quality of the earth. You heard the earthquake, is it not? Tremors of the earth. So the brain tremors immediately. That means you have touched the earth. So as soon as you touch the earth, you should not disturb to have a tremor or an earthquake in your brain. So inhalation has to end there. That is the clue which you have to learn. Then when you are exhaling, you exhale from the element of earth to the element of water, because you see the wetness drying. Then you come to the fire, because after some time you feel that you don't feel the sensation. The fire is appeased. Then you come in contact with air, intelligence. Then intelligence also subdues into the ether. So when you are inhaling and exhaling, throughout your practices, these 5 elements, you start from the subtle element in inhalation, the ether, and come back to the earth, and in exhalation you go from the gross earth to reach the subtle. That's why this morning I said it is Bhakti Marga, dedication and devotion. So these 5 elements are understood in your in-breath and out-breath. At that time your mind is completely in a state of silence when you follow this. And that silence is to understand that there is something beyond these 5 elements. Till then you do not know what it is. Somebody say, I want to have self-realization. If you have not studied these 5 elements, how to go beyond these 5 elements? Then what do you do is, when you are inhaling, at the end of exhalation, when you start inhalation, it's a cosmic consciousness at that moment. And slowly the cosmic consciousness grows gradually, and at the end of inhalation, it becomes an individual consciousness. My chest has filled. I'm full, I can't do anything. So you come back to the individual consciousness at the end of inhalation, and in exhalation, again you go back from the individual consciousness, following these 5 elements to reach the universal consciousness, cosmic consciousness. So when you reach the cosmic consciousness, at that time all elements are silent. You understand now? So that is known as the speck of divinity. That moment only. It's like just like that and goes away. And when that is learnt, only Kumbhaka is taught. So can I maintain that divinity even though I am individually holding the breath? Can I convert this individual consciousness in retention into cosmic consciousness? That doesn't come soon. You understand now? So that has to be taught. Let us see whether I can give you a little later. But today I want you to observe your in-breath and out-breath, that you are following these 5 elements which are the avenues in our body. Now I am sitting. I am exhaled. Come closer. Now I am sitting on the floor. I am sitting on the siege. Can you see now? Now, as I said this morning, that in pranayama, in asanas, how we lose the maturity of the intelligence and oscillate our intelligence, while in pranayama also we oscillate our earth, which is the foundation. And that means the moment you disturb the earth, the other 4 elements are disturbed. Now I am sitting straight. You have to follow the spine. Straight means I am not like a poker line from here. You have to see this south pole, north pole. Now when you start inhalation, unknowingly what happens, that's what I want to teach. Can you see now? So you are sitting like that. See what happened to the spine? The line gone. And we continue because there is a support, because there is a contact or say touch. So in that touch, you aggressively move that touch stronger and stronger. So you forgot all the other 4 elements though you are inhaling. So that is fire. So fire only goes up. So each movement you disturb, the fire goes up, so you lost other things. So you have to be careful there. Now I'm inhaling. Was there any disturbance? That means I follow the avenue. Did I disturb any other element in my body? So a sudden jerk means earth. You jerk the earth. Because you jerk the earth, you have to jerk the water, the fire, and other elements in the system. Because it all depends on the earth. So this is the earth. You have to observe. So here, when we inhale, you have to see that this outer posterior tailbone faces the floor only. Now look at my latissimus muscles. Have you seen? It is not doing Tadasana. Is it not? Now, I again move the tailbone down. What happened? Tadasana came. Can you see now? So like that way you have to observe. So that Tadasana means they are the pillar. So when I did Tadasana, when I am inhaling, now observe here also, latissimus. What we do, we want support. So I disturb. Can you see now? So latissimus lost Tadasana. I have to go back. Can you see now? So this has to be mentally maintained, though it is not touching the floor. You have to maintain from here to here to see that the skin does not poke like needles the inner flesh. The moment it touches the flesh, your inhalation is short. You cannot touch the elements with a rhythmic approach. So the moment you get it, what I do, can you see now? Can you see the line? This is taller, this is shorter. Can you see? Now what I do, like as I said, come onto the heel in Tadasana, I go back to the heel of tailbone. Did you see now? It came up. Now you can see. The anterior tailbone is the sole, posterior tailbone is the heel. Now I am sitting. You can see the table. Can you see now? So the heel is above. Can you see? And the sole is down. So what did I do? I moved back and I pressed the heel also. So when I'm inhaling, my mind will be here to see whether it moves up. The moment it moves up, my entire avenue goes wrong. When I say avenue, the breath. Now, I'm sitting straight. I inhale. Can you see I'm already forward? I can't help her. She can't be seen. Only I can teach her later. Huh?
She tells me.
Okay. Now I'm sitting. I start inhalation. Can you see the chest? So avenues are blocked somewhere. So we are getting crossroads. See the energy from the physical body, when it goes in this direction, and the outer energy which you are drawing through inhalation, that's the outer energy, this is the inner energy. So when you are doing the pranayama, you have to observe that the inner energy is properly balanced. The position of the inner energy should not vary at all. You know, I don't know how to say, in the physics they say, no, they put something, huh? So how it has to float. So this art of floating you have to learn. So what I do, now see, I'm a beginner, so it happens. I'm a beginner. I want to learn pranayama. What happens? It happens. Can you see now? Now what I do, this moved forward, so I take that back. Can you see now? Again. Again, if you feel like that, let me go back. That way you have to adjust yourself. It takes a little time, but adjustment is a must. And this morning, I said about the floating ribs in our case. You remember? Now, this is the floating rib. I am sitting. Now when I am inhaling, I have to measure where my floating ribs are. I will show the right movement because I am sitting now. The floating ribs remain from here, take the height from the ground, the floating ribs. Now if the floating rib goes up, it's not pranayama like this. No, it is wrong. Can you see now? So when I do, I take that measurement and my mind will be there, now I do. Can you see the avenue? The breath is moving. So if the avenue is good here, I am thinking here. How is that the breath is moving here? The breath is not moving here. Then what I do, I just see now. It's moving here. Because as I said, power is, the power is strong here. It's dull. So what I do, I start. Now the power is too strong. Power is less. You can see the lungs. Now what I do? Can you see? I shifted the intelligence. I shifted from here to here. I stretched the skin. Can you see now this is opening, this is not opening? So I shifted the intelligence. Then when I feel the sensation of the touch evenly here, then I move from that edge evenly. So that is the avenue, touch of avenue. Sparsha is very important when the inhalation is coming to an end. The contact. The outer energy, when it is going inside, how the inner energy is receiving. Is it surrendering or is it coming? Come on, come along with me. And when I am exhaling, I will also explain. It takes first day, so it takes little time. The theory should go into your head. Now, I am inhaling. Now this is the windpipe, is it not? And when we are inhaling, the breath goes directly from the windpipe. Now, the division is here, but not here at all. So when I am inhaling, it goes straight and then divides itself into two parts. So this is still what I say, air. The element of air, element of ether, element of air. So I have to bring the element of air, inner element of air to come in contact with the outer element of air. The moment it comes here, the fire begins. Because you can see the little power on the brain. Till then you don't feel, you are soft. Now the brain works. So immediately, oh fire, don't lift the head too much up. So in breath goes like this, follow, and then inside coils like that, follow. Now if you observe this edge and this edge, almost Tadasana. Now if you lift up, Tadasana doesn't come. Can you see now? So that is known as expansion. Inhalation is that the expansion, the ether, inner ether has to create room to move towards the side. It has to spread this way. If the ether does not give room, the other four elements cannot act at all. So you have to learn how to adjust the inner ether with the outer breath which is going in. Now when I finish it, now I have to observe. If these ribs are not coming out, inhalation is incomplete. Now I will try. Now even if I inhale, so that is wrong. I will not do that. I know that breath is not going in, only the prithvi is disturbing me. So tremors in the nerves, tremors in the brain. Then when I am exhaling, the air which has gone in goes, coils inside like springs, creepers. So the air cells absorb that energy as it goes in and then sends the unwanted air upwards. That's why exhalation starts with the unwanted air coming out, so that the inhale breath at the end which has touched goes down. As the external air is coming out, the inner breath which is still on the top goes down, reaches there and comes, and that is complete exhalation, like this. Now I'm exhaling from here. Can you see now? As I'm exhaling, what happens here? You have to observe, not me. I've observed. Now you immediately feel that the air which was blocked here moves to the sides. Then you lose the contact here. You lose the contact here. You lose the contact here. So the contact of the inner breath. We go on losing it gradually. Then they come closer. They come closer to the windpipe. I have touched the ether. Can you see? So that is how you have to do it. Now, I can sit straight, you cannot sit. And that's why we say use the blanket. You need not, why to use the blanket? I have to sit like you people. What did I teach in Tadasana today about the pelvic girdles? In Adho Mukha Svanasana, full arm balance. Can you see this is down, this is up? Huh? So even if you lift, it is going down. Now, in order to keep that girdle in line, what happened? Can you see now? So the girdle is in its position. So that's why asana means positioning. So you have to learn the positioning. Suppose you can see, I'm sitting, the river is flowing like waterfalls. So I go a little back. Now what happened? I go forward. What happened? It's flowing down. So that means it is lifted. So I don't go, I don't adjust like you people. I just go a little back. So that this gives the sensation that the energy is not flowing this way, now energy is this way. Understood? Now try. Or ask me if you have not understood before you try. So unless you float the water very accurately, pranayama does not come. So I am sitting. Now adjust, which you people don't notice. I have not started pranayama. I think of my ribs. Now, what did I do? I balance. Can you see now the front rib is in line to the back rib? So I will never do inhalation. I will try to float. First let me float the rib so that each rib runs parallelly between the intercostal muscles. Now this space is more, space is less. So ether comes. So here ether is compressing, here ether is expanding. So you start inhalation, so only that ether moves. This ether is contracted, so it can't go to expansion. So you should know that it is contracting, so let me expand here. Now that's why I create room. Can you see now? Now I've done, there is a rhythm in my skin. There is no tautness, there is no overextension. Overextension. Can you see? Immediately the skin says, no, I'm taut. So I have to. So that is known as balance. Saying, if you, I have to lift it. Now it's taut. Inhalation does not come. That means I have to again pacify that. Can you see? Now I pacified it. Or this is the inner skin. This is the outer skin, this is the inner skin. These are the cells of the skin. When you sit, the cells of the skin should run parallelly in line to the back of the holes, not up and down. You understand now? So that comes in asana also, how the cells have to be maintained when you do tomorrow the asanas. Now, I have to learn. Now see the skin. Can you see? The skin is facing down. That means the posterior skin and the anterior skin are not running parallel. No? So they face to face. So as you look between two mirrors, one mirror there, and you see the back and the front. So you have to use your intelligence as two mirrors, one here, one there. Can you see now? So here the front mirror says, from the back mirror I see my chest has come forward. So I go back to the back mirror. Now the front mirror says, yes, you are straight now here. And the back mirror, from the front mirror, I look at the back. Oh, my back has come down. So like that, you have to work within you. So when you are inhaling, now this knowing the collapse part. Follow? This is natural, I said. Now your mind should be here. You should go on increasing the moon here to get a full moon. Can you see now? Now I create full moon. You can see the ribs. They run parallelly. Can you see now? Now I don't create the moon because we are habituated to that. We sit. So it is coming new moon, not full moon. Can you see it's contracting. It's closing, closing, closing. So here we are going to darkness. Here we are going into light. So this you have to observe. How is that this here space is coming, here space is not creating. So you have to think immediately. Can you see? So I face the frontal chest skin exactly parallel to the wall. Now this is how you have to learn. When you are exhaling, see? Now you can observe here. Now in inhalation, this is full moon. In exhalation, you have to keep the full moon. Otherwise, the collapse is there in exhalation, not here. Inhalation, you collapse here, though you may be inhaling. And in exhalation, you may keep your chest up, but the skin drops here. So you have to learn. You can see very well? Yes. Now, so what I do, I'm like this. I'm just showing. You should not do pranayama like that. Now we can see the moon on both the sides. I have done. Now I exhale. I will never allow the frontal ribs to face the ground without touching the skin. Can you see how I lift the skin? Is there any disturbance in my ribs? Understood now? So that is known as maintaining this space in between intellectually. Then you have to do. And now try, if you have learned, sit. So tomorrow the God should not tell me when I go there, why did you not give this? Now I say, no, at the 75th birthday, sir, I've given it and then I've come to you. You understand now?
You'll still say you left something else off.
Huh?
You'll still say you left something else off.
That is human nature. Now sit all of you. And when you sit, if there is a slight projection of the floor of the bladder or the pubis, now stand up in Tadasana. Then I can explain better. Now, perfect Tadasana, weight on the heel. Don't, what I taught this morning. Now can you feel the inner plate of the pubis? Don't touch. Can you feel in which way it is going? Is a cube, actual rectangle or not? Huh?
If the weight comes on the heels, it is.
If the weight is on the heel, that's what I said, my Tadasana you do. Don't do your Tadasana. Do your Tadasana, see the compression of the bone. Right. They say the medical science says bone can never be compressed. Now it happens here. So how do they account for it? So that's why there is a lot of confusion, because medical science says something, practically something is happening. Until they coordinate and work on this, they cannot give the anatomy. Now, you know the outer edges of the pubis? You can feel it is about 2 inches, 2.5 inches long, about 3 inches, 3.5 inches wide. Is it not? Sit. Now see. Now you know your own weakness. What happened to the pubis now? Huh? Short. Can you see now? So when you are short, what happened? You are already, no, the element of space is compressed. The air has got the power to contract and expand, not other things. Don't think that the muscles, they say you flex this way, one is extended. That is only space which it does. Space has the power to extend and contract. No other four elements. So it is contracted means you have compressed the space. So you have to create space. What should you do? The back of the bone is the heel bone. So try to balance, sit on the back of the bone without, first you should not go back. First you should sit. When did I say to move? Tell me. When did I say that you should move back? Huh? When the thighs are slanting down. So when the thighs are not slanting, why did you move? Now you understood your weaknesses? So that is where you go wrong. So they have still don't realize that the seer has to be noting. The seer has to move. The seer has to see. But before the seer sees, your mind moves. Follow now? Which is a servant of the seer. So every time you have to control, let my mind be subdued. Let me see in a superior vehicle to the mind, whether that could see or not. When the energy is moving from the knee towards the pelvis, there is no need for you to move back, just like that. Can you see now? It's useless. That means I created depth here, so I spoiled. My intelligence is blocked here, so I have to redo and reset in a natural way. You extended the bottom skin from the thigh towards the buttock bone, is it not? So it's a wrong action. So don't do that. Now, wherever you are sitting, press the tailbone or posterior tailbone directly faces the press means don't use the volition of the brain. See that it faces the floor perpendicularly, posterior spine, posterior tailbone. Now what happens to the top chest at that time? What happens here? Understood now? Now you understood now? That means compression of the ribs on the intercostal muscles are lifted. I have created room. Now learn like that, come on. Similarly, what happens at the back? When you sit erect, what happens at the back corner? Between the ribs and the intercostal muscles?
Half of it is slightly down and then half lumbar comes up.
No, that's correct. That's correct. But how to explain? Do you know? Now, how do you feel on the front? First, you said it went up, is it not? Huh? How is the rib? The top rib and the bottom rib? Are they parallel or diagonal? Huh? Parallel. So observe the same parallelity. Has it come on the back of the ribs? Particularly here? Huh? No, that also should come parallel. So learn. Are you getting it or not?
Glimpses.
Huh? And how if it doesn't come? I've given the clue. It didn't come now. Then what did I say about this? Create a moon, 2 full moon. On the side above the floating rib, on the extreme sides. Just feel from within. Don't disturb the physical body. Now what happens at the back of the corners now? They float, is it not? They float on the muscles. That is how you have to know. Now, having sit there, that maturity has to be maintained. And when you are inhaling, see that the rib floats at the back on the bottom intercostal muscles. And on the front, it is from the bottom, the bone has to be lifted up so that the floating comes exactly on the front. So that is the definition. So when I said now it is contraction. The biceps are contracted. According to medical science, triceps are extended. Is it not? Now, if you observe, I do both. Can you see now? I did both. I extended the triceps, I extend the biceps. That's what you have to learn in pranayama on the back and the front. You follow? Now try. See, first measure the point of the tailbone. When you are inhaling, if you lose that pendulum, magnet, slightly disturbing, you have to, don't inhale. In a split second, open the moon and see that the posterior tailbone faces the ground so that the anterior tailbone only mobilized. If the posterior tailbone is lifted, the front becomes hard. So the front tailbone, the mobility should be on the anterior spine in pranayama, not on the posterior spine. So if there is a little upward tension, movement of the posterior spine from the tailbone, the front collapses. So you cannot. So you have to measure just like that. The vertebrae of the front should be moving backwards when you are inhaling. Whereas naturally it moves forward for you people. So it is to be learned in reverse order. Come on. Reverse winding, you can call it. So you have to reverse the spine, wind reversely when you are inhaling. Come on. Head down. And your mind should be completely connected on the inner space of the back of the body and the moon, which is on the slightly above the floating ribs. Try. Now raise your head up. I saw the mistakes already. Wait. Head up. Now you adjust your chest. As I said, float the ribs back and front in such a way that back is also parallel like the front. There it is parallel to the ground, the front is parallel to the ceiling. Understand now? And now try. Now feel your eyes. Close your eyes. Don't look at me. You have closed your eyes. Is your eyeballs dilated or normal? Tell me. Dilated. So dilatation of the eyeball means you are doing, your whole movement is wrong because the brain is already under action. Close your eyes and listen, I say. Words go through the ears, not through your eyes. So try to pacify the eyes. Make the eyes passive. Now, observe the lid of the eyes. The lid of the eyes, as I said this morning, the frontal skin should press, massage. So the eyelids has to massage the eyeballs to go back. Look down, please. Look down. Bring the roof of the nose, you look down. Don't move the eyeballs. Move the roof of the nose down. Now, you are not doing breathing, but you are sitting. Observe the retina of the eye or the pupil of the eye, size of the pupil of the eye. Now, throughout your inhalation, the eyeball should not inflate. Understand now? The lids of the skin should not move up or taut. So every now and then, you have to learn to observe your eyes, whether your eyes are completely in a state of poise and peace. And now inhale. Again, head up. Some of you are not bringing the head down. You are all, I'm very sorry. I gave the clue. Can you see now? It's a tension, can't you feel? What did I do? Shall I show you? I do it. Hey, go down. Can you see now? What do you do? So you are sucking the nose skin deep into your eyes. So there is no passivity here. So, how is the skin here at the bottom? It's just like a end of the leaf, is it not? What is the skin on the top? Is hard or soft? Keep the head down. Now, don't touch it. Now, just feel the bottom Skin of the nose, roof of the skin of the nose. Inhale while you are inhaling. What happened to the roof of the nose? Huh? It cannot be soft. You are all telling lies. Don't. That means you are completely still, in a jungle in yoga. Now, how to teach? See, now this is the problem for me. Now anybody can touch my nose. Come here. This blind lady, I will make her to sit here. She will tell you. That hand. This is my roof of the nose. Now you tell them, when I inhale, in which direction the skin moves.
Moves up.
Observe carefully. Don't touch the bone.
Down.
Now you understood now? Did you understand? I was inhaling. Now try again. Only in the beginning the mistake comes because what she said, both are correct. Both are correct. Now, because I am adjusting the chest, it went up. Can you say now? Yes or no? The roof of the nose went up or down? I'm asking you.
Oh, up.
Up. Can you see now? Because I had to adjust the moon. Then, what happened now?
Down.
Down. Now I inhale.
More down. More down.
Now understood? So that is known as my brain is completely passive. So because my brain is passive, I see. Now, hold it. Touch my eyeballs. Eyeball. Now she will tell you your brain. You can tell them even the eyeballs.
Down and soft.
No, eyeball, not the nose.
No, the eyeball.
How your finger moves, up or down?
Which one?
Eyeball.
The eye. Oh, it moves down.
No. Now.
Watch it move up. Your thumb's going up.
Well, you see more than I feel.
Now see. Now keep it. Now I show correctly, then she understands.
Oh, up.
Eyes now up or down?
My finger goes up.
You are shaking. No, come on.
It goes to the cheekbones.
Understood now?
Yeah.
Cheekbone. Understood? That means down. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
Now
said.
try.
Yeah.
Correct. Understood now? So inhalation, that is how you have to observe. And surprisingly, when we are teaching Ujjayi, the passage is here. When you keep the nostrils, the passage is the septum. So what she said is, the eyes are brought so that how the breath is passing under the cheekbone as you are inhaling. Is it touching evenly on both the sides? Or am I inhaling from one side? Am I inhaling on both the sides equally? So every time the visual eye has to be brought, as she said, towards the cheekbone so that the floor of the brain is completely quiet. The moment the floor of the brain goes up, it's the brain which inhaled. It is the brain which is inhaled, not your lungs. The moment the floor of the brain, then the sternum, the trunk. The sternum is the brain in pranayama, not this. So the moment, can you see now? Now you can observe the head of the sternum. I created room. I have not inhaled. Now, can you see it's active? That's why I'm quiet. I forget here. Immediately I have to hit there. So do not create dark spot here. Now try. Learn little by little. Let me see. One day you may get as I wanted it. Wait, still two things are missing. That's why you are not getting. Can you come closer to me? Today this is a foundation. So unless you get the foundation, I can't jump. Come closer. The one which is arrogant in pranayama, I'm using the word which is arrogant, is this part between the shoulder blades. Now, that's what I saw. You bring the head down, the arrogance came up. Can you see now? Did you see? So that is where I saw just now what to do. Now, what did I do to that arrogant part? Did you see now? So when I am inhaling, the 7th cervical, I, like the tailbone, which I said posterior should go down, I take this also down, the rest will move up. So I connect this to the posterior tailbone. Now you can see my inhalation, how that part moves. Even at the end of inhalation, the arrogance come there. When you finish it, what you do? So arrogance came. So when I do it, I control that. Now I'm going to inhale still, you can see. Did it move up or remain there only? Huh? So try. Then you will never commit a mistake. See, that's moving. So I've given the clue where you go wrong. You may adjust the tailbone, but you don't adjust the cervical. Cervical should be cutting the thoracic dorsal spine. Come on. Now try. 5 minutes, do it now. Hey, don't sit slanting. Never sit in pranayama angularly. Because if you sit angularly, this is positive, this is negative. If you sit like this is positive, this is negative. So in the beginning, both sides should be equally negative. Inhalation is from negativity, you are going to positivity. Exhalation is from positivity, you are going to negativity. So don't sit diagonal. Now you are all sitting, just don't run. Which buttock bone, like Tadasana, is down, which buttock bone is up? Did you understand? So how you have to sit, you know that? You have to move the pelvic girdle, not your chest. Shift that means space between the perineum and the gluteus muscles should be equal. Suppose you are sitting on that buttock, the perineum has gone there. So move the perineum. Now you get the balance or not? Now try like that. Head down, I said, head down. To bring the head down, cervical spine also should go down, skin. You should be resting on the thoracic dorsal spine, the cervical spine. Watch your eyes. She has given you the clue that the eyes move to the cheekbone. Don't allow that arrogant part of the skin of the cervical to move without your control. Discipline it. Even at the end of inhalation, open the moon, they go down. Open the 2 moons on the side, the cervical spine goes down. Do not move the eyeballs up, only cervical spine. Watch the sternum, head of the sternum skin horizontally moving so that the center of the sternum and the edges of the sternum are parallel from this end to that end, horizontal Tadasana. And when you are exhaling, you have to raise the inner sternum plate higher so that the back does not curve. And as you are exhaling, you have to come, as I said, from the periphery to reach the eater. Watch your cervical spine, which may move up, and in that moving up, you will never touch the space, the inner space. Watch your eyes in exhalation, what it teaches, how deep it goes in. They are closer to the socket. Why should come float from the socket in inhalation is your question, your answer, not mine. And now slow inhalation. What's the position of the head, skin, of the face? In exhalation, can I maintain that? The facial skin should sink. Should sink. This space between the floating ribs, the moon, there you have to create space. They are the eyes, but not these two eyes. After inhalation, find out, am I disturbing the perineum? After full inhalation, you have to observe how the collarbone, is it curving, doing back bending, or is it doing Shirshasana? Side to side, observe the inner frame of the collarbone should be helping the outer collarbone. While you are exhaling, the inner collarbone remains higher. If the inner collarbone drips, you have curved the cervical spine. From the gross, I am teaching also. Though I can teach from the subtle. Watch your collarbone. Why should it sink when the others are not sinking? Why should it go in that speed of sinking? Narrowing. Sinking means narrowing. Can my intelligence reaches the space inside, the void? Did I collapse the pubic bone? You should remain in the same position even after complete exhalation. Now when you inhale, observe the sternum, head of the inner sternum has curved just like Ustrasana. So make it Tadasana, then start. Ustrasana, it curves a bit. So from the cervical spine, you have to nail to the front for the tail, for the sternum to open. As you nail the wall, you have to nail the sternum from the 7th cervical spine and the 1st thoracic dorsal spine. Adjustment is there only. Don't allow the back, the cervical spine to become egoistic or arrogant. Eyeballs down. Again the eyeballs are going up. I told you head down. That's why I lose my temper. Understood now? You disturb my rhythm. When I say head down, you have to learn. The vibration should reach the state of silence in exhalation. The sound should disappear into that empty space. Similarly, inhalation. There is a vibration which is the character of the ether. Then you feel the warmth slowly coming up. Then you reach the wet part, the water part, giving room. Then the structural part becomes very hard. That means inhalation is complete. Do not block your inner ears in inhalation. If the inner ears get blocked, the brain is tight. So keep the inner ear whole, as receptive as possible. While exhaling, watch carefully. The outer edge of the diaphragm should be in par with the center. Should be in par with the center. And reach the ether. Without sinking the frame of the body. Collarbone, observe. The collarbone should be slightly lifted for the scapula to go down because the arrogance is on the back. So to make that passive, the inner horizontal collarbone should be doing Tadasana from this end to that end, like a straight line. And when you are exhaling, the breath is gripped to the collarbone to release the breath. Collarbone from the neck up to the shoulder, you have to keep in a straight line and see that the peripheral collarbone do not go backwards. Do not go backwards. It should be maintained in line to the head of the collarbone near the neck. Then you know how to adjust the back from that collarbone. Reach the inner depth. Watch your tongue. Some of you have sucked the tongue too much in. Can you say now again? If you can catch my words and stick to that, you are bound to improve. Otherwise you go, your body moves and you don't know that your body has moved. If the intelligence should move from the tailbone towards the nape of the neck at the front, then you are sitting straight. I'm giving a gross action. The heaviness should be felt on the front of the top chest to know whether the spine is straight or not. Heaviness not by your willpower but by the breath. Can you see now? So you have to sway the collarbone, cervical spine towards me, moving the frontal chest up. I said move near, closer to the collarbone. The cervical spine closer to the collarbone, closer to the collarbone. That means the top chest skin should roll, press, massage for it to come closer to the frontal chest. Relax your tongue. Don't suck the tongue into the throat as you are inhaling. The moment the tongue goes into the throat, remember that you have lost the purity of the breath. Wait, relax your tongue, which takes 1,000th of a second to relax the tongue. Then continue breath. The collarbone should be felt. The firmness, the girth of the collarbone should be maintained. Can you see the thickness here, thinness on the extremities? The extremities also should be as thick as the front. That means your side chest has properly balanced. Outer collarbone tells the side chest, frontal collarbone tells the frontal chest. And if it is light, the spine has curved back. Do not disturb, continue. And watch the skin of the inner armpit as you are inhaling. Why one arm skin is soft, why the other arm skin is constricting? Why is it moving, skin is moving in like your poses today this morning? Arm skin I said, not the chest skin. The inner arm skin should, in your cases, moves up, you can feel, but it does not hang down. Watch your avenue. When I say the breath is, which is powerful, which is non-powerful. Watch your eyes. Close the eyes only. The eyes are looking on one lung, not on two lungs at the same time. It will be surprise to you to know that as the chest moves to the sides, the eyeballs also moves to look into the periphery of the chest. Right eye to the right lung periphery, left eye to the left periphery. And then when you are exhaling, they come closer in a balanced motion. Again your head went up. Can you see now? And you continue. And you have learned when Prashant has said, sincerity is no meaning at all if there is no dedication. Now just raise your head up. What do you feel in the temples? You have to tell me. Is it heavy or is it non-existing?
Non-existent.
Non-existing means you have done little better. No? That means if there is, you have not done well. So this is the way to know something is still wrong in me. Now, wait. Another way. How do you feel the throat? Huh? Right side and left side. Which is more open, which is less open? Now you understood? So which side is closed? Your head had moved to that side. Now you understood how to know the mistakes. That's what I am bringing. So you have to go to the general, then you have to come to the particular. Why there is freedom here? Why there is no freedom here? You have to again think, to redo. Oh, what happened? Then it will tell you, my head was going to that side. So constriction was taking place throughout, unknowingly. You understood now? Now Shavasana. Let us see how you will learn. Doing is the simplest thing, but learning while doing is the most difficult one. You should be a master, you should be a student at the same time. Whereas you think that you are masters and you never think that you are students. So this is a character of a practitioner. You have to learn while you are doing. You are doing without learning. Or you are learning without doing. You understand what I said? So they have to be synchronized. If the breath goes in, it has to be learned immediately. What did I do? Where did I see? Where was my attention? Now come on. Then they missed. I told you now, do bend knees and lie down. One this way, one that way. Now relax your groins. Be passive in the knees. Now close your eyes. Now what did I teach you in the eyeballs also? See what she said. Let my eyeballs rest on this socket deep in. And let me reverse the vision. As I see the external world with open eyes, can I see the hidden world with closed eyes? Peep within through the eyes so that the brain follows the eyes. Now you will just observe. One sacral muscle is above, one sacral muscle is below. That means your sitting also was like that. One muscle was up, one muscle was down. At least in this one, keep the sacral muscles by your help of the thumb parallel. And the outer edge of the sacral muscles also should touch the ground. Then the lumbar spine goes down and relaxes, you can feel. Follow now? It has nothing to do with the legs. Whether you cross the right, left, right, it does not matter. And now you are all done. What did I teach today? Let the cervical spine move towards the thoracic dorsal, even in Shavasana. Let the thoracic dorsal spine do not move to the sacral. Raise your head up and readjust. You can't adjust on the floor. Move the skin backwards. Cervical spin towards the lumbar spine or thoracic dorsal spine, so that the back skin is parallel to the ground. The entire torso skin runs parallel to the ground. The pores of the skin at the back are doing Tadasana. Watch your shoulder blade. As I said, that is the arrogant part. Even in lying down, the shoulder blade should not move towards the back of the neck, but towards the kidneys, so that the back top skin runs parallel to the floor. Now watch your back armpit skin. You have to, they are short, the top one is long. That means the back arm is constricted. Bend your elbows, all of you. Then inner armpit of the back, which is on the ground, lengthen towards the elbow. After lengthening, without again moving the skin back, retarding the skin, drop the arms down. Watch the armpit skin. See that it doesn't move back. So carefully you have to bring. And now watch you can do, even if you want to, deep inhalation, exhalation, there is freedom on your side chest. If the armpit of the back is short, the breathing is wrong, going to be wrong. Turn the inner biceps outwards. That means the wrist should roll to the ground, the outer wrist. A thumb wrist, you are all moving to the thumb, you are going to the little finger. Come on. Some of you have moving a wrong direction. Some have to move to the thumb, some have to move to the little finger, according to your bone, wrist bone on the floor. If the little finger wrist is touching, the thumb wrist bone also should touch the ground. That means you have to open the palms. Metacarpals should be open towards the thumb. Then the wrists adjust themselves. And now, when you inhale, watch carefully that the thumb does not come up. Without tensing the thumb, you have to do inhalation, which gives you what is vastness in your lungs. Which you have not felt while you were sitting. Now you feel that it can go into vastness more. If the thumb wrist moves into the metacarpals, remember your chest cannot open. Roll the thumb from inside out. With the wrist bone, not just the thumb. As you are inhaling, turn the thumb, back of the thumb to touch the floor passively. Then you know the side of the chest opens more and more. Do you feel or no? So that is known as exploration. You have to explore all possibilities to get the right action. Watch your eyes again. Is it closer to the cheekbone or is it closer to the brain? So if it is closer to the floor of the brain, it's not Shavasana at all. And now move to this side and enough today.